All of this unfolding today. It started around 10:45 this morning. Police got a report of a shooting on Helen Street in Bridgeport. Officers finding that suspect, who they say then took off. That pursuit leading into Fairfield, which ended when the suspect crashed into another vehicle at Tunxis Hill Road and Villa Avenue.
Police identifying the suspect as Mark Anthony Febres, who is now hospitalized with life-threatening injuries as a result of the collision. Fox 61's Shara Taylor joining us live from Fairfield, where this all came to an end. And Shara, you've been speaking to police about this case all day. What can you tell us about what happened?
That's right. Police tell us it was an incident that started in Bridgeport and carried over to Fairfield that ended in a crash at this intersection. Take a look at this video. This is the intersection of Villa Avenue and Tunxis Road, a very busy area just off Route 1 with a grocery store and several businesses. When we arrived, there was a pickup truck flipped over. Police tell us they were called to a shooting on Helen Street in Bridgeport. They then chased the suspect here to Fairfield.
Around 11:15 today, Bridgeport Police notified the Fairfield Police Department that they were behind a vehicle that was entering Fairfield. The suspect vehicle had what they believed was a weapon in the car from a weapons incident in their town.
Police say the suspect vehicle went through a red light. That car also reported stolen out of Norwalk, where that car collided with the truck. The suspect, Mark Anthony Febres, will be charged once he's out the hospital. He was already out on bond for an attempted murder charge for a stabbing last year. That innocent bystander in the truck was able to get out. The innocent bystander suffered minor injuries. Reporting live in Fairfield, Shara Taylor, Fox 61 News.